So I'm with Ronan and Sayburn today, this afternoon, so thanks for visiting us in Marlborough today and coming to New Zealand even more and watching rugby.
Yeah.
Suffering through a bit of a grinding win for England last night.
Yeah, it was good to be there, supporting the team.
Yeah,
but
good
they
on
did well.
you.
They beat Georgia, not by a great victory, but they beat them. So that's what matters.
You think you're going to get to the final?
I can't say.
Better get you on camera.
I can't say. Not in New Zealand, I get lynched.
Yeah.
But no, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, good on you. So you've just been in Marlborough for the afternoon so far, and we've just had a little look around the valley.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to explain a bit of the geography, the influences to you. What were your impressions on having a quick look around?
I mean, the great thing about Marlborough is really the location where it is, and the most important thing in a wine region like this is the influence of the climate and the influence of the soils and where the grapes are, and I think with the amount of Sauvignon that's planted here, there's different areas of soil and different microclimates that all add to the overall blend. So it's it's the overall assemblage that adds the interest and the very long growing season and the exposure to the sun and the rain shadow and all that sort of thing. So I think in general the big macro climate that you kind of have in this whole region just makes it ideal for growing grapes, and especially Sauvignon. I've always been a massive Sauvignon fan, especially from Marlborough.
Oh, it's great to hear that, because sometimes you think, sommelier of such a qualification, it's easy to sort of bag the popular styles and sort of walk away from avoid them.
No, not at all. No, but I think the interesting thing about good wines are wines that you pick up a glass and you smell it and you say, I know where that comes from. That has a sense of place and it has a sense of variety. And I think there's few wines in the world, to be honest, that have so much of a character than Marlborough Sauvignon. So, which is great. It's what good wine is about. You pick the glass up and you say, I'm in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's something we get somewhat, criticised for as well, because it's so obvious, but that's what people want. Would you say that? They want to know something about the secret and why and how?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, a lot of the time there's a little bit of snobbery attached to Sauvignon Blanc, and people say it's dead easy to make. You just sort of pick it when it's ripe, you put it in a tank, when it's fermented you bottle it, and that's it. So as a form of, is it a hugely complex wine? Maybe not, but it doesn't age for 20 years, But the thing is it fun and interesting and food friendly? Definitely. Yeah. I think people say Marlborough Sauvignon or Sauvignon Blanc in general is not food friendly.
From the wines you've seen today, we've put about 30 odd wines in front of you.
Yeah.
You got some general comments about some of the styles and things you've seen?
I'd say that the quality of the wines is very high. It's very technically. The aromatics are very interesting. Then we tried the Sauvignon Blancs, which again, all classics, very good. It's the Marlborough style, which is great.
Is it still quite cohesive and stylistically?
I think so, yeah, I think so. There's a little bit of vintage variation, but 09, very good. 010 was looking good, and I even had a couple of 11s, and we're and at this time, that's pretty good that the 11s are drinking so forward, so in such a forward style. So they were very interesting, and then we moved on to a little bit more of that sort of aromatic Sauvignon style, a little bit more barrel aging. I think barrel aging Sauvignon Blanc is really fantastic. So barrel ferment, barrel aging Sauvignon. I think if you take the classic Bordeaux model of a Sauvignon Semillon blend, I think there's a lot less Semillon in Marlborough than maybe there used to be, but as a combination of grape varieties it works really well. So barrel-aged Sauvignon, Semillon blended together, you get your Sauvignon that has all the aromatics when it's quite young, and your Semillon, which is quite dumb when it's young, and then as your Sauvignon kind of starts to fade away and starts to lose all its aromatics, your Semillon's just beginning to open up. So if you want to make Sauvignon Semillon blends that have longevity, it's definitely the way to go. So it'd be quite nice to see that a bit more in Marlborough maybe. But yeah, the people that are doing bits and pieces with barrel-aged Sauvignon was really interesting. Chardonnays were good. Toning down on the oak a little bit more, bringing out a bit more of minerality to it, keeping a bit more freshness, so maybe a little bit more, maybe a bit less malolactic to the wines.
Yes.
Maybe less of that diacetyl kind of characteristic that gives the buttery, which can be a bit heavy. But I think the real surprise was the Pinots, which we had a selection of Pinots. My impression of Pinots from Marlborough have always been kind of on the lighter side. And we had a couple that were really kind of big and full and really kind of Martinborough style or a heavy Otago style. So yeah, that was a revelation. Yeah, so yeah, good job with the Pinots, and yeah, keep planting on the hillsides.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Thanks for your impressions and thanks
Pleasure.
for your time
Thank
here.
you very much. Yeah, good
come
tasting.
back again soon.
Thank you.
I won't give you my thoughts on England, winning the rugby. Cheers.